Welcome back to another episode of It's All About Evolving podcast. I'm your host, Kathy Howell, and today with me in the guest seat is none other than Paakwesi. He is an African rapper, songwriter, and producer. Welcome to It's All About Evolving.
Thank you very much. And it's Paakwesi.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Right, it's okay.
Paakwesi.
Yeah, Paakwesi.
Got it.
Yeah.
So let us know, tell us more about you.
Well, I mean, it's easier when you ask specific questions, but I could say, I mean, I'm a rapper, poet, rapper now, singer. You know, that was the evolutionary process for me. That's how I started as poet. So I did poetry, then I did rap, and then now I try to make it more melodic, so and singing.
Okay.
And I've been doing it for a while, but not been performing. I haven't been out for a while. I've been doing it in different capacities over the years. You know, but I just recently last few years decided to get more into my own, you know, my own creative space, start creating music for myself.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Who inspired you to
do music, or to start, like, you know?
To do music and to start.
Well, to do music, I'd say my earliest inspirations probably be like Sam Cooke was what my father was listening to in the house.
Who?
Sam Cooke, Harry Belafonte, and then my big brother with Shabba Ranks and.
Oh yeah, I know Shabba.
Yeah, you know, so I went through what they were listening to was what I had to listen to, and then I grew out of that into like the Tupacs and then the other rappers and you know, Sade and all of those, and then along the line, I started getting into poetry. I like the wordplay. I like people that were able to express themselves in, like, you know, very complex way, and writing and speaking and whatnot. So I went into poetry and then gradually moved from poetry to rap because I wanted to be able to express it in a certain way. And then I did that for years. Then recently decided to go into something more melodic, but that came about as far as, like, you know, life. Yeah,
that's where we're gonna jump in right now to your song "Murder Was All She Wrote."
Murder She Wrote.
Okay, I'm not a rapper, but I'll try. Let me get my rapping voice on. I'll try to, you know, say a couple verses from it. So you said that. So she handed me the sword by the blade for the war that I waged to do the battle. See, I'm not a rapper,
Okay.
so
I'm
just trying here.
So she handed me a sword by the blade for the war that I waged to do battle for the love that remains. Right, and this particular song came from that line. Right. The whole song is based on that one line. But a whole song coming into being just happened. I was in New York with my cousin, and then his, like, another cousin was in the studio. He's a producer in New York, like Warner Chappelle. So they booked an appointment. We were late. We were supposed to have like 4 hours in the studio.
Oh,
you know, it was because it's a big studio. It's a busy studio. It has all of the main, like, you know, big artists coming to do their things. And so he had a spot, and then we were late. We were like 2 hours late. Because my other cousin had to do some other stuff in town. So we did that, then went to the studio. And then when we got there, like, okay, 2 hours. I don't want to disappoint and make him feel some type of way. So we need to really do something.
Okay.
And then he starts playing around with a beat.
And then
melodies start coming. I didn't even have to think about it. The
it just
chorus came in, and that's, you know, the whole song built around that one line.
Yeah, that's what I want to get into because it's some deep words here. Like, what's the whole story? Like, who is she? Why, you know?
Now that one line is you know, it's from the past. It's from a long time ago, and it was a situation where a female that I was with said certain things to me that I felt like, you know, this were like very, very opposite of encouraging. It wasn't uplifting at all. It was terrible things that were said to me. And then I was thinking that it was 2 things that was going to happen. I'm going to get really mad and act out my negative, toxic emotions, or I could grow up and then find a way to turn that dirt into a pearl like the oyster does. So this is my mentality. This is my thinking on the whole thing. I'm thinking, like, if I take the dark route, it's going to be bad for both of us. So I'm going to be the bigger man and then try and turn it into my advantage. So I was looking at it like I'm about to go into war, right? I need a weapon. She's giving me the weapon, that's a plus. But she gave it to me by the blade, that's a minus. However, giving it to me by the blade kind of made me feel the kind of pain I could feel when I go into battle, because I could get cut in the,
Right,
so
right.
almost like she's preparing me for the battle I'm about to go do. But at the same time, I know that she didn't think through that process. She just said what she said because she felt it.
So it's more of like an verbal abuse.
Verbal abuse, but in the same time, I was kind of protecting my abuser, because I feel like she doesn't know what she's doing. I'm gonna be a bigger man right now.
Oh,
right?
so you were protecting her because you were saying that she didn't understand.
In a way, because I was protecting her from what I couldn't unleash onto her.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah,
so that's me trying to be protective of this person who said these things against me. Like, you know what? She did give me a sword.
Okay.
It injured me, and when I go into the battlefield, I know how it feels to be injured, so I'm more prepared. So now I'm not looking at her like I'm mad at you, I'm gonna get back at you, and none of that.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also not like a very pleasant experience to go through with anybody you're with, for them to say certain things to you.
Yeah, I've been through it, so I can relate. It's just not very often like a male would express and speak out on women being verbally abusive too, because it does happen.
And it's terrible, and especially with me, I'm a very I'm sensitive to things that I said. I'm very extremely sensitive to what you say. But however, I'm sensitive when people that are close to me say it. I can care less if somebody off the street says some nasty things to me. I could just ricochet. But a person that's close to me, I feel like they have the power to penetrate with their words. So you have to be careful. You don't have to just say careless words to me and because you're angry, you express. After you express it and you calm down, I still remember what you said.
Right.
The effects are still kind of there. I may be strong enough to not let them get to me, but they're still there.
Right.
And they build up after a while. I might act some type of way and be like, yeah, he was like, he did that. But all of that has a root cause. So this is what I was trying to prevent.
So would you say that how long it took you to get out of that relationship? Did it take like a long time?
No.
And like, what was the after effect of that?
No, I mean, my whole objective then was to help, because I felt, and it wasn't just no random, but it was somebody I really liked. So I felt like, I'll help you get better. Now I saw changes. And then like.
Oh, so you guys are still together? I thought you were.
It was the old one. It was an old situation.
Oh, so it's a new situation right now?
Well, yeah, it's a new situation.
Okay, so you're helping this person, like...
Yeah, I mean, like...
Wow.
Yeah. So it's basically like... those were her weaknesses. I have my weaknesses as well, but I feel like we're not fully over it. We didn't fully get over it because she didn't fully realize the extent of like her words or the damage she can do with those things.
Right.
So that's what she's now realizing as we're going along. And this song is, she's going to hear the song when it comes out, and then she'll know. She's going to see this podcast and be like, what's me talking about?
Okay. Well, you know what? We grow through what we go through. Yeah. And I'm happy that she's actually like, she understood what she did and, hopefully not repeating
but
that.
It wasn't, I mean, it's not just about her. It's about a lot of people in a relationship. And there are guys who abuse women verbally as well.
Verbally, physically.
Yeah, physically, verbally. But nobody can abuse me physically, but emotionally, nobody can.
Okay.
No, nobody can abuse me physically. Emotionally, mentally, like you allow yourself to be vulnerable to certain people, and then they take advantage of that, or they don't know how, they don't know the limits.
Yeah, that's
true. So those are what I try to avoid. I could cut out all negative people altogether, but some of them need help. Some of them don't even know how bad they are, like with their mouth.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
And I feel like women naturally have power over men with the way they're able to express themselves. No matter how smart a man is, a woman can say certain things that will cut you to pieces.
Yeah, that's true.
So a woman's word to me is like, it could be the wind in your sail, or it could be the daggers, or catch your daggers and then you're not going nowhere, or it could be the wind that's going to get you to where you're going to go. But it's about your dynamics, how you guys relate, what you're able to bring out from her. I feel, true.
That is true. But verbal abuse on a whole, like, doesn't matter if you're male and female. Sometimes we say things and we don't even realize the impact it has on the other person. So I would say, like, I always say, be careful of what you say, you know?
Definite.
Always. Always. Well, it is a amazing song, an amazing song.
I'm glad you like it.
Yes, it is. Okay, so I was listening to Been Good, and coming here, my son and I, we were rocking to it. I've been good so far. Okay, so let us into that song. Tell us about that one.
So Been Good is like
is that more political?
Yeah, Been Good is personal and political. The first verse deals with a lot of political issues. You know, from my perspective, from Africa, from global, from me being like a black man in the world, you know, there's certain things that are not in our favor. And it's like, you have to accept it this way.
Right,
you know, all of those things. And then there are like, our mentalities is not always conducive, because 100 people like you are doing a certain type of thing doesn't necessarily mean that is the right thing to do, or becomes what is a fad is not necessarily the best thing for you.
True.
You know, so in Being Good, I'm talking about, in the chorus, what do I say? All the wrong people in right positions, they have failed us. And then what else? There's the part where I talk about, we're showing the world our asses so we can be famous.
Oh yeah, that part too.
Yeah, that was very much me addressing like what I saw a lot of the ratchetness on YouTube.
Yeah,
the ratchetness
and
on
even
YouTube.
on the media too.
Yeah, and it became mainstream, and it crossed over, and there are people in other parts of the world who know better, but because it's become such a fad, they tap into that, you know. Maybe not fully, but it gradually, and everything that stays in your head is gonna grow. So that they internalize it gradually, sometimes not even knowing. So that's what I talked about, like, you know, what the chorus was addressing, and then the verse goes into, for which we are infamous, that is how they named us, separate me from my gold and gave me paper payment. Amen. You know, separate me from my gold and gave me paper payment. That's the fiat and the currency and all of those things, because in countries in Africa,
distract you from your gold, really.
Not gold.
Oh, the money.
Gold.
Oh.
I was talking about gold.
Okay.
But it could also mean gold, you know. And I was saying gold as far as like natural resources, which is a problem in Africa, because they don't guard it well, and they don't do proper negotiations with people when they deal with it. So you have the land, you have the gold in there, but when people come to deal with it, they give you like maybe a 5% or 10% of whatever they get. You know,
there's a lot of gold in Africa.
They come in, they say they were buying your land for like, we're gonna give you $10 million for the land. Say, you sign off, and then they say, but we're gonna give it to you in 10 years. And then they work for 10 years, get a profit, and pay you with that, you know. So you're not really getting anything. They hustle you out of that. So it's about people thinking like covering all the bases in dealing with things. But I need to explain that for certain people to understand. That's how come I made a song so melodic, so you could just jam to it, but gradually you're gonna get what I'm saying in them.
Right. You know? Yeah, because it's a really good beat.
Yeah.
The beat caught me,
That's
and
my
then
man,
I started.
Mike Mills. Mike Mills in Ghana. He's a young producer. He's amazing.
Oh, okay, cool. So how long have you been in Canada? Like
a few months. I was in New York for a while, you know, doing all of those things, and I was gonna come to Canada in April, but a few things changed, plans changed, and then I came earlier.
Okay.
You know, so I go back again. I do back and forth, but I mean, I'll be here.
Okay, and you're from
Ghana originally, yeah.
Yeah, because I know, like, because I have friends, African friends too, and they're very, how should I say, they're very specific of where they're from. Like, you can't just like say, okay, you're African. You're like, no, I'm from here, or I'm from there.
But I think that is also, I don't know, I don't think many people can explain or give you the facts that inform that this day. And when you call me a Nigerian, and I'm gonna say, no, don't call me Nigerian.
Yeah.
I spoke about that in the song as well. If you suckers stay divided, this will be your last show, because you're not strong in that fragmented state you're in. Ghana's problem is not Togo's problem. Togo's problem is not Benin's problem. Benin's problem is not Nigeria's problem. So Ghana could be sitting down watching Togo get raped by some foreign country and then not do anything because they're a different country, they're not me.
Oh wow,
you know,
really?
that type of, I'm not saying that happens, I mean, but
yeah, but yeah, that's the vibes I get, because when I say, okay, you know,
yes,
you're African, no, I'm from here,
small citizenship of a small country that hasn't got any say, you know. And for Africa to be strong or to be respected by Europe and Americas and Asia and whatnot, it needs to be on their level as far as like the size and bringing your resources together, you know, because Africa can solve its problems if they come together. But until that happens, it's gonna be the same way. It's gonna be like, you know, a place where you could go and steal as much as you want, do as much.
What are you saying right now?
You know, I'm just saying that people are not held accountable because the system is the countries are so small, and they can't do much, so they're forced to take whatever deals they get.
Okay.
You know, that's on the political level. So that division also comes down to the individual level, where a person from Nigeria doesn't want to be addressed as mistaken for like a Ghanaian. Like, they're quick to correct you. Ghanaian are quick to correct you that Africa is not a country. It's not a country. It's a continent. But I wish it was a country. I wish it was just one big mass that the people, like, you know, you could travel from this state to the next state with no need for visas. And if I move from Ghana to South Africa, I could just go into the bank, because they're all like moving from New York to California to do, you know, it'd be more efficient that way.
Okay, so that's the whole
coming together to, like, you know, be like, emulate what America has done, what the other countries have done. It's working. You know, you can't keep doing something that doesn't work. Do what the people that are working do.
Yeah, well, that's gonna take a lot of work.
Man, a lot of work is a lot of people to do a lot of work, you know, but you need to get a lot of people on board. Their minds need to be in that. So that's what it was talking about in that first verse. Basically, like, that's what he addressed. And the second verse was a bit personal, because I had gone through certain things a few years leading to, like, when I was, like, around the time I did that song. When was it? 2017 or 16 I did that song. So I lost, like, I mean, I lost some friendships, and I lost some things and whatnot, and I went through, like, I lost a lot. There was a lot of events that could be said to be traumatic around the same time. So, like, I'm dealing with this loss, that loss, this loss, you know, like, it's taking too much of my energy.
So to tell me about I want to know. Tell me, is it okay if you're okay with sharing at least one?
Yeah, I could share some, you know.
Maybe it could help somebody else who is out there thinking, like, okay, I can't go on with this.
I took on too much, you know. Pretty much lessons I learned. I'll tell you the lessons I learned from those incidences, where if you're going to do business, you have to do business. You have to do business to a T. As in, you need to understand the process. You need to not mix emotions and such and such as my friend, and we're gonna, you know, I'm passionate about this. None of that. Just do all of the paperwork, set the systems right, you know. Because I was passionate. I was more passionate than, like, you know, sticking to the rules in my previous business. So even though we had everything to succeed and we were successful for a little bit, we were seen to be successful, we made some success, but we didn't reach our full potential. And then that went bust. And then quickly I tried to revive it by again. There was an artist I was managing who became successful, who became big in this, and then we broke up. And then I jumped into the next batch of artists, and then a couple of artists came. So I'm handling like 4 or 5 artists at the same time with not much resources to push even one enough. But they believe in me and they're pushing me, and so I put everything I had into getting a place. I thought I could get a house, you know, like put them in, get a studio, the office and whatnot. I did that for a while, but I couldn't carry on, you know, because it wasn't generating enough to keep operating.
Oh, so were just
that breaks. And then some of the artists had like fallouts, you know. Some of them fell out with me based on certain things that were not, you know. And like, damn, man, I felt like I was pouring my soul into this. So me feeling that way made me feel some type of like
ways.
Loss. Yeah. But then again, I knew some of them were young and they were now experiencing certain things the first time. So like, then again, I made excuses for them. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna be mad at nobody because it's gonna destroy me internally if I harbor that anger. Because anger grows too you know. So I let all of that go, and I had to heal myself, recoup, like get myself back on track, get like, you know, get money.
So that's
coming
when
in.
you stepped away from
Yeah,
the
I
whole...
stepped away from all of that
Okay,
and started focusing on me, because the music was only a way for me to like get my mind busy with something that was more productive than that, you know, being in that place.
Energy, yeah.
And I didn't, because that energy was drowning me.
Yeah, you know what? That's something I've learned too. You can't mix business with friends, even family. Once it's business, it's business. If you start to mix, that's a whole different ball game.
It's definitely like, you know.
Yeah, and controlling your emotions and everything too.
So you notice at the end of the Been Good song, you hear the fireworks.
Yeah.
It was intentional. I didn't want to leave the song on a note of like, if I know it's not it doesn't feel like a sad song. It's got a vibe to it, but what I'm saying, it's not really like, it's not like, pop bottles or do, you know, any of those celebratory things. It was addressing issues, but I try to make it sound easy on the ears, you know. So if you listen without listening to the words, you're gonna feel happy. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's a very good beat. Like, I love the beat. I would literally jam in here with my son.
So that's what it is, you know. That's what I did. That's why I did that. And all the songs are like, I try to tell my truth, you know. And also because I felt like if I died, at some point I felt like, man, I could have died so many times, man. And if I died any of those times, what would be my biggest regret? And I knew it was, I didn't even have to think. I knew it was, you did not give your gift to the world, which is what you came with, which is the music or your creativity or whatnot. You didn't give it. You came, you had it in your pocket, and then you went back with it. You didn't give it to anybody. You know, so I feel like, okay, now just start putting it out, whether like you have money or not. Just
start doing it.
Just start doing it, you know. Start putting it out. Then I had to get back on stage, try to perform, get my confidence up and all of it, because all of that was hard. I've been away for over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 10 straight
that
years.
long?
Yes.
Well, you know what? Healing, it does take time, and everybody heals differently. Yeah. But, you know, the good thing is you started, and you're on the track.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, I'm happy, like, even doing these little shows, it was just like me trying to get myself
back into the mix.
Get myself back into the mix. Because I could do all of these songs, but if you can't perform it, then people are not getting it. And
like you said in the song, if you ain't showing your ass, it's like, so you coming into the meeting now with a whole different look and everything, which is good, because I like, you know, like not what everybody else is doing, which is good too. But so how is that working out for you? Like, do you find where it's challenging, or
as far as what do you mean?
How you present yourself in the media? Like, you're not doing, you know, rap music now. It's all about
I can still rap. But the thing is, I'm not even limiting myself to I'm just singing or rapping. Like how I work with music right now is producer send me a beat, or I'm gonna work with some producer. I just hear what they have, and then I respond to it. I just respond to it. So some of it will make you want to rap, some of it will make you want to sing, you know, whatever comes. Because I feel like I don't want to limit, I don't want to put no ceiling on my, like, what I could do creatively.
Okay, no limits.
Yeah. Yeah, Master P in the house. Paakwesi.
Okay. Okay, so who's your favorite musician? Or I should say artist?
Favorite male musician would be Tupac.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite female would be Sade.
Okay, don't laugh. Who is Sade?
Oh.
I don't know Sade.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
I hope I don't get in trouble.
Okay, let me sing a song and then you tell me if you know that song. You know, sweetest taboo. You gave me the sweet. You don't know Sade?
No, you know what? That's my homework. I'm gonna look her up.
Yeah, Sade.
Okay, yeah.
Sade is a queen of soul.
I'm lost.
It's so good. I mean, it's gonna be a beautiful, like, you know, introduction once you hear Sade's song today for the first time in your life, if you don't already know it.
Yeah.
Because Sade is like phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sade speaks to me that way. So Sade and Tupac, because of how they presented their art and how sincere they, like how I felt like they were sincere in their music, you know, and which is what I try to be, because I try to tell the truth. But the thing is, you could tell the truth in a way that's gonna damage whoever listens to it, or that can help them,
motivate them.
Yeah. Because truth is not an easy thing to deal with, man. It can be terrible, You know, that's why a lot of people tell lies to keep the,
And that's the thing I don't like. I'd rather you tell me the truth rather than lie.
Yeah.
The truth.
Yeah. So, but it's not as simple as tell the truth or tell a lie. You could tell the truth in a way that doesn't have the maximum damaging effect as if somebody just told you, oh yeah, your mother died. No euphemism. They didn't prepare you for that type of news. They just hit you with that, and then you get a heart attack and you die.
No, but then that's life, though. Life's not gonna.
But I'm saying, like,
you.
I mean, in my experience, I know that that type of thing is a reality that could happen. If I told you something that was damaging, it could actually damage you, like your physical. So I need to temper it and deliver it in a way that you get in full information, but mitigate the damage that it could do.
You know what? I disagree with you because how I was raised, my parents told me the truth, but I would say nice it up and not
that's
so
what I'm
much
saying. That's
damage.
pretty much that's euphemism.
No, but then now I'm older and me, like before, like having my past experience, if they have just told me the blatant truth, like, okay, this will happen if you do this, then I would avoid those things. So now I like just hit me with the truth.
Okay, so
don't nice it up. Don't try to hurt my feelings or try to shield me.
Say for instance,
just tell me.
Nah, man. Me personally, I think I still, because I could tell it to you raw, and I don't want to be responsible for the damage I could do. Say somebody passed away that we're both close to, and then I wanted to tell you. First of all, I could just mention the person's name, and you could imagine things, or the way I say the name, John, and then you'd be like, well, what happened? Then I'm sorry. I haven't told you, but you kind of like imagine. And I say, yeah, something happened to him. Like, they slowly bring it all in.
I don't know. Maybe because of
I can't just
my
be like,
past.
yo, he died.
I'd rather that. Just call me, okay?
I know that.
He died. Just tell me that.
I'll make
Don't
a
be
note.
like, okay, you know what? You remember John? I'm like, yeah. Okay, I heard something. Don't tell.
No,
don't
not dramatic. Not that
like,
dramatic, but like this. I don't know how to do it that well. Like in this, I could do it in a song. I could find a creative way, like what I did with that line. But I guess it's just a cultural thing. In my culture in Ghana, they do that. Because I've been around where people deliver said messages to my house, my mom or my dad, and then they'll say when they start, it's almost like poetry. And my parents know what they're talking, kind of like have an idea what is coming. So they kind of brace themselves. It's just for you to brace yourself to get the information, like the information they're about to give you. Sometimes they tell you to sit down.
Well,
so because you could fall down. It would give
so when you tell me to sit, like, when you tell me to sit down, okay, are you driving? Once you call me, are you driving? Okay, what is it now? Don't just call me.
Yeah.
Are you good to talk? Then that's fine, but then. Yeah, I don't like all of that, but that's for another topic.
For another topic. Yeah.
Okay, so what's next for you? You said just the music, or
no? I'm going into other things, but right now, I need to start it like one foot in front of the other. So the music is the first one I'm focused on right now.
Okay.
Get the music out, because that's eventually gonna be like the centerpiece for everything. Everything is going to come from the music.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm focused on. There's a release on the 20th of March for the song.
I was about to ask you.
Murder She Wrote is going to come out on the 20th of March.
Okay.
And it comes with an intro or outro, which is a poem, because the song is a reality that I was living, and the poem was a fantasy, or my kind of like instruction of like telling her how I'd like for us to be like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I read through
that.
the poem.
Yeah.
Okay, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about it because
mind. It's
it
part
wasn't
of the project,
out yet.
so
Well, we could look out for it. March 20th, right?
March 20th. Yeah. Okay.
So if you had one message to give to your fans, then what would it be?
Those listening, they need to. Well, listen to my music first of all.
Okay.
Listen to my music.
Okay, where can we find your music?
It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's on all the stores, and the name is Paakwesi, Paakwesi, Paakwesi,